So, we just got a new Assassin's Creed Mirage deep dive focused on Basim. It breaks down the development team's inspirations and direction for the character. So it's definitely worth checking out if you haven't already. In this video, I just want to focus on the gameplay bits and pieces that we got to see throughout and pick them apart. Firstly, we got a glimpse at some parkour, and I have to say this does look slightly faster to me than what we saw in the initial reveal. I can't be 100% sure about that, it's just something that stood out to me, so let me know what you think. If it is the case, does it mean that they've listened and sped it up slightly, or does it mean we'll get traversal upgrades throughout the game? It's certainly a possibility. We've seen parkour upgrades in previous games before, such as Ezio learning to do the ledge leap and unlocking the hook blade.
Why don't you explain this to me like I'm 5?
The standard Ottoman hook blade has two parts, you see. The hook and the blade. So you can use one or the other.
In the CGI trailer, we also saw Basim as a street thief failing to pull off a parkour move, so it could indicate upgrades throughout the game for parkour. I'd really love the Assassin's Creed games to do something similar to Dying Light, which have a full set of skills dedicated to parkour, and that really helps with a sense of progression throughout the game. In all the Mirage footage so far, we've yet to see the wall rebound or back eject, so that's a bit of a concern, but hopefully Ubisoft doesn't disappoint. Next up is the skills page, where we see breakfall, which allows you to take less damage when falling from a greater height. I guess that actually does kind of count as a parkour skill, so it ties in a little bit to what I was saying just now. There's also air strike that allows you to aim in slow motion and throw knives while in the air, which you were able to do with bows in the previous games, so it's kind of a follow-on from that with Basim's own signature style. And finally, kickback, which allows you to strike an enemy after a parry. What I really like about this skill is that you can hold the directional stick to strike an enemy in the direction that you want, so it's contextual. If there is like a ledge or environmental hazard to your left or right, for example, you could use that to your advantage, and I really love stuff like that. The skill tree itself is broken up into 3 categories. You've got Phantom, Trickster and Predator. Presumably Phantom is more about movement, stealth and evasion, and then you've got Trickster, which is likely to center on distraction, disguise and infiltration, and I imagine Predator will revolve around ways to take down targets and deal damage, that sort of thing. The whole system looks a lot less convoluted and overstuffed than the Valhalla skill tree, which was just a complete mess, which is good. And it also looks like the Predator skill tree might have abilities for your eagle companion as well. If you look closely, some of the icons have the eagle image in them. We finally get some decent combat footage. You can see in the bottom right corner a bar that is filling up. I'm not entirely sure what this is. I think it could possibly be the notoriety system. The first icon looks like an eye, probably to say that you've been spotted by an enemy, and then there's what looks like a ranged and melee icon, so I'm not 100% sure about that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on that one. The combat itself looks much smoother and more stylish than Valhalla. It's not quite the older style of Assassin's Creed combat. It definitely still has that RPG DNA, but it's nice to see a bit more flair. The developers mentioned using one weapon type. The sword and dagger combo allows them to create Basim to be more agile and elegant, and they also note that there's a more risk-reward element to the combat, and Basim is more focused on tools and stealth and evasion through his agility. It sounds like the main purpose of combat is more to fight through enemies to get away rather than stick around.
We must fight to run away.
I personally love this. I think that's how an assassin character should operate. We do still have that weird teleport takedown, which I'm honestly not too happy about, not a huge fan of it. I really wish it was more like Ghost of Tsushima's multi-kill, but the devs really seem to be doubling down on it, so what are you going to do? They do touch on the whole Isu, Loki, Basim connection, so I'm sure that's how they're going to explain this mystical style ability, but it is what it is. We also get to see the menu UI and outfit system. There's a talisman slot that presumably offers some kind of perk or gameplay benefit to Basim. I can't see it being purely cosmetic. They do actually show up on the character model, as we've seen from the Prince of Persia pre-order content. Outfits themselves are no longer segmented. They're a complete set similar to how it worked in Origins, and there's 2 separate slots. You've got the outfit slot and the costume slot. I think this is going to be a form of transmog. Outfits will probably offer some kind of gameplay benefit, such as damage reduction or other kinds of perks, and if you want to mix and match your aesthetic with your gameplay benefit or perk, the costume is probably how you'll do that. I can also see it being used for things like legacy outfits, like Altair's robes for example, and outfit dye is also returning, so you can change the colour scheme of the robes. We see some concept art of various outfits and sword designs which do look awesome. It's not clear if there's transmog for the weapons, so it's possible that those slots are purely cosmetic and then the stats and gameplay modifiers come from the outfit and talisman. I guess we'll find out as we learn more about the game. That's pretty much everything I wanted to cover, so let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. As always, have a great day wherever you are, and I will see you in the next one.